Godzilla Minus One, the latest Godzilla movie produced by Toho, was one of the best movies released in 2023, receiving critical acclaim as well as doing extremely well financially based on its modest budget. With the movie now on streaming and release on physical media, I want to take a look at some of the trivia and facts behind this epic movie. If you haven't seen Godzilla Minus One, it is available to watch worldwide now on Netflix. If you enjoy this form of content, please subscribe to my channel where I do film trivia shorts every day, as well as long-form content similar to this. Let's dive in. Godzilla Minus One was pitched to the studio with the following. Post-war Japan has lost everything. The film depicts an existence that gives unprecedented despair. The title Godzilla Minus One was created with this in mind. In order to depict this, the staff and I have worked together to create a setting where Godzilla looks as if fear itself is walking toward us, and where despair is piled on top of despair. I think this is the culmination of all the films I've made to date, and one that deserves to be experienced rather than watched in the theatre. I hope you will experience the most terrifying Godzilla in the best possible environment. The title Minus One symbolises Japan's state after World War II, where the country had already been decimated to zero. However, the emergence of Godzilla further plunged Japan into a negative state. The concept is conveyed in the film's original Japanese tagline, which when translated reads, "Post-war Japan, from zero to minus." Rather than create a new roar for Godzilla Minus One, the filmmakers chose to play the original roar from the 1954 movie over loudspeakers and record that, as it was considered to be the most iconic and recognisable roar of all. Godzilla Minus One made its debut with a perfect 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. American critics generally praised the film, but some complained about the limited amount of Godzilla screen time. In response to the first negative review, director Yamazaki tweeted, "Finally, lol." Legendary Hollywood movie director Steven Spielberg heavily praised Godzilla Minus One and said he saw the movie 3 times in movie theatres. Director Takashi Yamazaki stated that his movie being praised by Spielberg was comparable to being praised by God. Director Gareth Edwards, who directed the legendary version of Godzilla in 2014, attended a screening of Godzilla Minus One. After seeing the movie, the director revealed he was very jealous of the film and stated that this is what a Godzilla movie should be like. Godzilla Minus One had widely been reported to have had a budget of around $15 million. However, the film's director, Takashi Yamazaki, stated, "I wish it were that much." Later reports stated the film had a production budget of around $11 to $12 million. Godzilla Minus One only had 35 visual effects artists working on the film. The team included the film's director Takashi Yamazaki, who is an experienced VFX artist. The film had 610 visual effects shots and was made on a budget of less than $15 million. Compared to the big budgets of Hollywood movies, the VFX of Godzilla Minus One have put Hollywood to shame. At the Japanese box office, Godzilla Minus One has been able to outgross every Hollywood MonsterVerse movie to date. This is despite the fact that Hollywood MonsterVerse movies have much larger production budgets and marketing budgets than Toho. Godzilla Minus One has broken records in Japan, being the largest IMAX debut for a live-action film. The movie was able to make $1.2 million at the box office across just 49 IMAX screens. Toho had initially intended to release the film on November 3rd, 2024, as per the 70th celebration of the Godzilla franchise. In the opening credits of the movie, Toho still shows the caption celebrating 70 years of Godzilla. However, when Godzilla Kong: The New Empire moved its release date to 2024, Toho moved Minus One to a 2023 release, as to not have both a Toho and legendary Godzilla movie released the same year. The film is not only the first Godzilla film to be nominated for an Academy Award, but also the first Godzilla film to win an Oscar. It is also the first Japanese film and the first Asian film to be nominated and to win the Best Visual Effects category at the Oscars. Godzilla had first appeared on the big screen in 1954, but it took 70 years and 38 movies for the IP to be nominated and win an Academy Award. When Godzilla Minus One won the award for Best Visual Effects, the movie's director paid tribute to Shuji Abe, the film's producer who died on December 11, 2023. Godzilla Minus One was the first non-English language live-action film to hit the top spot domestically in the USA in its first week. The last time this happened was in 2004 with the Chinese movie Hero. According to Yamazaki, he wanted his version of Godzilla to remain close to the themes of the original film by Ishiro Honda, stating, "I love the original Godzilla and I felt I should stay true to that spirit, addressing the issues of war and nuclear weapons." Godzilla Minus One is only the second non-English language film nominated for the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects, after All Quiet on the Western Front, which was released in 2022. Godzilla Minus One is the first non-English language movie to win the award. Director Takashi Yamazaki reintroduced Godzilla's origin as a dinosaur turned monster by nuclear testing. The original 1954 Godzilla was closely modelled after and then the current understanding of dinosaurs such as Tyrannosaurus, Stegosaurus, and Iguanodon. The director of Godzilla Minus One has expressed his desire to see the original cast reprise their roles in a potential sequel. The sequel, if directed by Takashi Yamazaki, would also feature Godzilla battling another kaiju monster. With Godzilla Minus One being a massive success, fans now expect a sequel, but the film's producer, Miyanmi Yukawa, has stated that they will not rush a sequel if they decide to make one at all, stating, "Good films are all about quality. We want great ideas, an excellent script, a talented director, and the right cast to work on it carefully." When the film's director Takashi Yamazaki was asked about the differences between the American adaptations and the Japanese versions of Godzilla, the director stated that while the American Godzilla is only focused on being monstrous, the Japanese interpretation is both a monster and as a god. The point of an international Godzilla is that he's a really powerful monster, but a Japanese Godzilla is halfway a godlike creature in many ways. Not necessarily a religious god, but more like a Japanese god, a malevolent and destructive one. During the opening scene on the attack on Odu Island, Godzilla bites down on the mechanics to kill them, but does not eat them. This follows a rule long ago established by Toho that Godzilla must never be depicted eating human beings. In the movie, Godzilla only has around 11 minutes of screen time, which equates to 9% of the movie. Shin Godzilla, the previous Toho movie featuring the character, that was released in 2016, has 17 minutes of screen time, which was 15% of the movie. In the original Godzilla from 1954, the monster only has 9 minutes of screen time, which was 9% of the movie. Whilst promoting Godzilla Minus One in the US, the film's director Takashi Yamazaki was invited to Lucasfilm to screen the movie. The staff at Lucasfilm loved it and have now looked into hiring Yamazaki to work on a Star Wars movie in the future. When attending the Academy Awards, Takashi Yamazaki brought with him a golden Godzilla figurine with a matching bow tie. During the award seasons, the nominees for Best Visual Effects, which included Takashi Yamazaki, as well as Kyoko Shibuna, Masanari Takahashi and Zatsu Nojima, were all seen carrying their own figurine of Godzilla. Many of the Hollywood A-listers were seen posing with Yamazaki and his Godzilla figurine. At the Academy Awards, the 4 nominees all wore shoes with heels inspired by the design of Godzilla from the movie. Since attending the Academy Awards, some fans have requested that Toho merchandise these shoes, as many people want a pair for themselves. Director Christopher Nolan, who directed Oppenheimer in 2023, went on to praise Godzilla Minus One, calling it a tremendous film. Many people thought, as Godzilla is directly linked to the atomic bomb, Minus One could technically be a sequel to Nolan's Oppenheimer. During its theatrical run, Godzilla Minus One released a version in black and white called Godzilla Minus Color. This version only had a theatrical run of about a week in the US, at the end of January. The black and white version pays homage to the original Godzilla movie, which was shot in black and white. Some criticism came of the movie being released in black and white, however the film's director said the following: "The colorist took the care and the time to go through a careful and very complex process. The black and white images make Godzilla look very realistic and documentary-like, which leads to even more fear." Now available to watch on Netflix, please check out Godzilla Minus One, as it is a truly great piece of cinema and one of my favourites of last year. I hope you have enjoyed these pieces of trivia from the film, and if you want to see more videos like this, please be sure to give this video a like, comment which other films you'd like to see me cover, subscribe, and make sure to click the bell icon to receive notifications for all of my future content. That's it for now, thanks for tuning in.